the latest news to heated debates, we got you covered. Every week, we dive into the world of professional wrestling, sharing our insights and opinions on the hottest topics. Plus, don't miss our top 3 winners and losers of the week. It's always a showdown.
What you gonna do when Hulkamania destroys you?
But here's what makes us different. We want you to feel like you're right here with us. Our goal is to make you a part of the show, because after all, wrestling is better when it's shared with friends. With 2 years of experience in the wrestling media scene, we're more than qualified to bring you the inside scoop and a fun and lively twist.
What the rock is cooking?
Get ready for a funny, loud podcast where you're not just a listener, you're a valued member of the conversation. Welcome to the Call Up Podcast.
You're welcome.
What is going on, everybody? It is Thursday. We're back with another episode of Call Up Podcast. It's your boy Kenny. It's your boy DJ from the east to the west. We bring you everything that everybody in the IWC is talking about. And looking at our notes, I don't think it's going to be a long episode, but you never know. The way we go, you never know the way we go at times. But DJ, what's going on, man? How's everything over on the West Coast?
Man, so it's going pretty good. Like, so, you know, the time change, you know, like, again, if you look close, you could probably see the sun. The sun hasn't even gone all the way down yet.
I'm loving it.
But yeah, so nice. Like, we're going into the warm now. Like, it's warm days. Damn near wore a tank top because I was like, damn, it's hot.
No, New York weather is unpredictable. It was nice a couple of days ago. Now it's just extremely cold. I wanted to go outside and maybe throw the ball around, play some basketball, do something, you know what I'm saying, like with the kids. Nothing. Couldn't do that at all. Now we're talking about heavy rain this weekend, so I'm stuck indoors. It's the worst. So you gotta love it.
Yeah.
Well, we got NCAA games going on. It's March Madness. I just finished watching. Yeah, I just finished watching the Kentucky game. So if anybody who's there, who's a Kentucky fan right now, who listens to the show, you're gonna feel my pain.
Like, go ahead and take one back.
Yeah, I told you this in the chat. I was like, "Fuck, Kentucky just blew up my whole fucking bracket." I had them going all the way, not winning, but at least going to the championship.
I was about to say Final Four.
Yeah, I had them all the way going to the championship. It was them. I had Kentucky and UConn going to the chip with UConn winning, and fucking Kentucky. That one kid from Oakland. Oh my God. He hit 10 3-pointers in this game. 10. He couldn't miss. He was like Steph Curry at the prime. Like, it was, yeah.
And he probably grew like, so just think, this kid probably grew up watching Steph Curry.
Listen, he was like Mike out there. It's like you give him the ball and he was like, I want to check his shoes, check his underwear. Your man has something, because Jesus Christ, who does that? Except for that kid. Shout out to that kid, because he blew up a lot of people's brackets right now. Listen,
that's what
I'm
this
sure
tournament is about.
He's gonna get a lot of fucking hate. He's gonna get a lot of praise and a lot of hate, because
that's what this tournament is about, man. Somebody always does. Like, I mean, you can go back to Steph Curry, like when he was with Davidson in the tournament and sending people packing, you know, and. Especially now with college basketball now, like, see, when you and I grew up, guys didn't really leave until like after their junior year. So these teams were put together. Like, you knew, like, especially like, I remember those Big East teams with Georgetown and St. John's and stuff, like, because they had these teams that were built. Like, you knew who was coming every 3 years. So, this it was rare to have a freshman start, you know. And then
Mm.
when they got to the NBA, they were ready. Like you had more. I think the players were a little bit more ready back then.
But you see now, St. John's didn't even make it in.
No. So shoot, UCLA. I don't think UCLA did either. So I'm not a
No.
UCLA fan. I just know that like that's the West Coast team that wins the most, right? You know, Duke is gonna get eliminated in the next couple of rounds. Like this is
I
like,
can
you know,
see that
now
happening.
yeah, it will. It's just this is college basketball is basically level. You never know who's gonna win on a given night. Like it's level. I literally most of my bracket I flip coin.
Hmm.
I flipped a coin for real. Like I like someone was like, this is an even matchup. I'm just gonna flip a coin. Even without the rank, like I didn't like just looking at what was going on. The rankings are fugazi. Like they don't mean anything. Because you know, like I'm gonna tell you right now, AAU has killed basketball in the United States.
Really?
They
Why?
killed it, yeah.
Wait. Why do you say that?
Well, because so now what you have now is okay. You take the coach. You start with the coach or whatever the name of the team is, right? Their whole thing is recruiting. It's like, okay, let me get I'm going to get just the best players. Period. Then the kids they're like, okay, hey, I don't want to practice that hard. And if you make me practice hard, I'm just going to go to the other team. Okay. You got the 7-foot kid that doesn't want to play in the paint. No, I want to shoot. I want to dribble and shoot like the guards. And that's what they're doing. And here we are. Okay. And now we can't it's like, go look at when our nation, when Team USA plays in these games, like say the Olympics, that's why everybody has caught up because we don't the way that we're bringing the kids up now.
Right.
Nope. It's not the correct one. This is not the correct. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I know I sound like an old dude yelling at clouds, and I don't care. But this is not the way the game's played. And so now, like, everybody is not Stephen Curry. Like, him and Thompson were historical shooters, and now everybody wants to do that, but you can't. Okay, you can't do it. You cannot shoot like
my son is like that.
So so no, this game is designed to get the best shot available, the highest percentage shot every time down the floor. That is the name of the game, not what we're doing now. So you see, even the NBA is going to crack. Like they're saying they're about to bring back hand checking and everything because they're like, this is too much. Okay, so I'm telling you, like, you know, again, like as we go through some of these subjects,
right? You
see when DJ says something, there's something behind it. I know what I'm talking about. I don't know how many times I need to I feel like I'm the Simpsons on this bad boy. I mean, I don't know how many times I need to tell you guys something that comes true.
So who do you have winning the NCAA tournament?
I have Gonzaga winning.
Oh, okay.
Because the reason why I picked them is because they have one of the oldest teams. They didn't lose that many. I think they only lost 1 or 2 players.
Yeah, I think so.
So they have the same team that went Final 4 last year? Final 8, somewhere around there. So same team, same coach. You know, so it's that they're more they're not this team that just got put together over the summer. So that's why I think, like, you know, they're gonna be the closest. Oof. If unless somebody comes out and hits 10, 11 3-pointers in a row or something.
Last thing before we get into news, did you check out the Dodgers game?
I sure did. That softball game that they had this morning.
Yeah. So what did you what did you think? Was it No, it was yesterday.
There's a series. So
okay, yeah.
So yesterday they won.
Uh-huh.
And then this morning they lost in a softball game, like 13-11.
Listen,
that new pitcher, he needs to stop tipping his pitches. Like that's
basically he like what? He gave up 5 runs.
Yep. He tips his pitches. Like it's obvious. Like everybody knows what you're doing. So you got to fix something. Yeah. So I mean, you can tell he's got stuff now. Like he can the ball's moving. Like, he's not a clown, but I think he's like, this was his first Major League Baseball game, and I think he doesn't get that. No, people look at your hand in your glove, like when you're moving your hand around in your glove, and they can tell what you're about to throw. If you tip it too much, he needs to work on that. But hey, they damn near still won the game. Like they came within one run. So I'm not too worried. It's only
let's see.
It's like freaking. We're not even April yet. I'm like, hold on. I'm not worried about them.
Oh man! Shout out to Chad Millers. He's in the house right now. We got a couple of people rolling in here. So as you guys make it into the room, say what's up. Clowners in the building, jumping over the cave, where the views help. Of course, all views help. When we hear, you know what I mean? If you guys are listening to the audio version of this, obviously we go live every single Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. West Coast time, right?
West Coast, yep.
So, if you guys want to support us, by all means, jump on the live feed. We want to hear from you. Going over all the news that we were supposed to go over today, I was just like, man, we talked about her last week. Obviously, we're starting off with her again, and that's Mecredes Mone.
Oh, you got to.
Yeah, she's been in the news again heavily. She's been, and it's crazy because there was something that Phil had said in the chat, right? Mm-hmm. And I want to break down what he said, and not for nothing, it's to the T so far because it's so obvious as to like how AEW is operating that somebody can literally break down what is going to happen to a new signee every single time. So Phil goes, AEW's game plan for new signees, week 1, debut and give 10-minute promo talking about how they are free. She did that. Week 2, tape interview to discuss Jobber. They ran into last week that doesn't like them or for some reason. That's happened already because she had Sky Blue and Julia Hart interfere, and she still had that little beef with
no reason. Yeah, no reason. I understand the Willow Nightingale one, because now that there's a storyline I actually remember now from somewhere else, but the Julia Hart and Sky Blue makes zero sense. But go ahead.
Week 3, not to be on the show, so we have to see what happens next week on Dynamite.
Okay.
To see if she doesn't come on the show. But this week she's been doing a number of interviews, which I will play a clip from an interview that I found very interesting. You have to like just look at Tony Khan's facial expressions as she's talking, and then I want you to listen to what Tony Khan has to say, because I felt that it was super disrespectful to a lot of the women in the AEW locker room. But let's go back to what Phil had to say. So he goes, week 4, beats Jobber, gets jumped by advanced Jobber, right? That looks like so far that may happen, right?
Yep.
Let's see. Week 5, doesn't show up on the show again. Okay. Week 6, face-to-face interview with advanced Jobber, right? Okay. That's going to end up happening. Her and Julia Hart. Watch.
Julia Hart is the advanced Jobber.
Yep. Week 7, rumors about them ruffling feathers in the locker room. She actually jumped from week 7.
Yeah, we already got that.
On week 2, because that's already happening.
Yep.
Right. Week 8 shows up on Collision, so she's gonna have to work a Saturday, right? Let's see. Hold on a second. Let's see. Yeah, she's gonna have to work a Saturday, and then week 9, another former WWE wrestler shows up and gets all the spotlight.
Ooh.
I say that week 9 is not going to be a WWE star, but it's going to be
like somebody that
AEW already has.
Right. Probably be Ronda.
And you know what? And I'm gonna. You know what? I don't think Ronda has that star power anymore.
I don't either, but I'm just kind of like that name would fit right now though,
Right.
like for the week 9 thing, and she's already been doing stuff for ROH, so that's why it popped in my head. And wait till we get to winners and losers.
Right. So we got some more people in the chat right now. Tyson's in the chat. Enjoyer of collecting. What's going on? Welcome in. You're new. I like the name.
Yep.
So I saw an interview, and I'll let it play out, and then I just want to get like your take on this, because mine's I'm ready to go.
Remember from who Sasha was, and then what do you want them to learn and hopefully love from Mercedes?
I mean, Sasha was a boss, but a boss is someone that just demands something. A CEO is on a mission, and I am on a mission to make AEW global, and that's exactly what we're about to do. We have the top wrestlers from all around the world, and if you watch every single week on Dynamite, you are not gonna want to miss anything.
Why do you think she's so important to the brand?
One of the greatest wrestlers in the world. She's going to help bring in new audiences from all over the world. Not only is she going to come in as one of the faces of AEW, one of the top stars, one of the best wrestlers, one of the most charismatic people, somebody who loves wrestling. And I'm so glad you asked, because to me, Mercedes, not only as somebody who loves the wrestling business, loves getting in the ring and wrestling, but loves the fans. And I think that's what we're all about in AEW, and I think that's why Mercedes is perfect to be the face of AEW.
What do you think about that?
I can see where you said, like, what about the women that are there? Like, wait, what about what we've been doing? Because first off, they're already global. So, okay, they don't just wrestle on this continent. Then, I mean, just think about all the women that have come before her. Like, and even before you go to the folks that were there when they first started. So since then, like the people that have come from WWE, you just had the virtual show up.
Yep.
That's now in the back, like all the way in the back now.
Nothing.
And Saraya, you got Ruby Soho, you got all these wrestlers that were already there doing a good, like, in my opinion, they've had some great wrestling matches. So, and then for her to all of a sudden show up, so now we're gonna go to another level because I'm here, like, and all this stuff. So I can see where people can already be like, all right, like we haven't even seen her, but the couple of times in the ring that we've saw so far is like has been meh. Let's be honest. There's some stuff I'm going to be real tonight as we go too. Like this is like I'm starting. I'm like, okay, we need to start telling the truth about some stuff here.
She says that they're going to bring more eyes to the company. This is what she said. This is what Tony Khan said.
Yep.
But 2 weeks in a row, there's been 2 weeks in a row where she's been on AEW television, and you have not broken 1 million views.
In fact, didn't it go down?
No, it's still the same. It's still at 800,000.
Okay.
It didn't go anywhere.
All right.
So what exactly are you doing?
You're just you're just performing for your base audience.
You just raised it on maybe like a little, maybe a little bit. Then it went up to 8. You didn't do much.
It's the base audience. Like that's all it is.
The one thing that I found that for me, I found that was just disrespectful to the women's locker room is that you're like, well, this is why she loves wrestling. This is why she's the face of the company.
Yes, I was going to get into that. Yeah, go ahead.
What happened to Britt Baker, who
we've been on a Britt Baker watch for how long?
who is literally giving you her blood, sweat, and tears to get better. She advocates for the AEW women's locker room every single time she goes somewhere. right? And you can tell now that she's kind of just died down on it, because before, when she used to go places, she was only talking about AEW. She was only talking about the women's locker room. You just did a commercial a couple of months ago featuring all the women in AEW.
And it was a dope.
And it
video.
was great. But now,
Happen to like that
because you have a brand new toy, you want to go
enjoy her collecting. Just said
you're gonna be like, oh, Brit, who? That's it. That's crazy to me. You could have saved $50 million if you would just invest in the two. There's 2 women, now 4, in your company right now that could take the women's division to a whole nother level. WWE had the 4 horsewomen. You had Sasha Banks, you had Becky Lynch, Bayley, and you had Charlotte Flair. In AEW, you have Jamie Hayter, Toni Storm, now Deonna Purrazzo, and you have Britt Baker. 4 women that can sit there and put on matches for you that will be memorable.
You could keep going down the list. I mean, you still got. Then you still on.
I mean, we could be here all day with the women's locker. You have
Athena. We got the Athena, Thunder Rosa. You got
Statlander.
Goodness, Statlander. Sheeta.
Serena D.
Yep.
You took Sheeta, who is a phenomenal wrestler, and you sent her down to ROH.
Yep.
For what?
Right.
You have no TV deal with these people. This is strictly internet.
Yep.
I could watch this later.
Yep. And because he just come on, we everybody that is listening to the sound of our voice knows that he bought ROH just so WWE doesn't have it. That's it. Exactly. That's the only reason why he bought it. Has no idea what to do with it, just so WWE didn't have it.
Tony Khan right now has a girl in ROH that is so marketable right now, and he just leaves her in ROH. It's crazy to me. Crazy. But meanwhile, he's going to spend $50 million
on one wrestler,
on one person that is not going to do anything. All right. And I'm going to stand by my words. You gave this girl an option to opt out of her contract in year 3. She is going to take your money and she is going to leave.
I'm not leaving $10 million a year on the table. No, it's not happening. I don't even care what's going on. Let's see, and then one thing I want to test out here is I want to see how much like you said, she loves supposedly she just loves wrestling and all this stuff so much.
Mm-hmm.
And she left WWE because I didn't like the way we were about to lose these tag team titles or whatever, because God forbid you're holding a title. But anyway,
and that was a post that you sent me.
Yep.
And I'm gonna put it up on the screen here because I do have it. So in another interview that she did over the week, she's like, I put all my dreams into WWE and I just felt like it was taken away. It was taken away from me, and everything just kind of came crumbling down after that, right?
Yep.
I want to know, what dreams did they take away from you?
How many freaking go ahead.
How many times did she win a world title?
Exactly.
How many times was she the first of something?
Yes.
Like, what?
Main eventing
what
WrestleMania.
Else? What else do you want?
You main evented WrestleMania. Okay, there's not many. There's less than 1% of wrestlers that have ever been able to do that. Multiple time world champion, multiple time tag team champion. Got to wrestle with your best friends. You got you're the one who had a hissy fit about dropping title, like, or whatever. I'm just gonna do allegedly because you didn't want to drop the title that way.
Mm-hmm. Allegedly.
Okay, allegedly. But how about you got a title? Like, go ask Ruby Soho about titles and about being a good wrestler and titles. Okay, so, but you know, 4 or 5 world titles just wasn't enough. That wasn't part of your dream, I guess.
She wanted it all. Shout outs to Luke, because I want to get to people's comments too. So Luke goes, on paper, the AEW women's roster looks great. However, horrible booking for the women's division hurts them all.
Yes,
Luke is absolutely right.
Yes,
when it comes to this statement, because it is true. On paper, you look at the lineup of women that AEW has, they should be absolutely beating NXT, Impact, WWE, Raw, and SmackDown. Without a question.
There shouldn't be, like you said, we shouldn't even be sitting here debating. We should be like, okay, so AEW has the best women's wrestling. Let's talk about everybody else being on the other tier. That's what we should be doing.
And they proved it on Wednesday when they did in Rampage because of the NCAA. Mm-hmm. They let the women close out Rampage. That tag team match that they did on Rampage was the best match I've seen so far.
You know what? And everybody listening, if you haven't, like, you can go to YouTube right now and they have you can go see that match right now. I agree. Like that, I just have, like, while I was, because sometimes I'll watch highlights of stuff even though I didn't watch it on TV, just, you know, so I'm ready for when we come on here. And then so I just kind of put that match on. I was like, hey, okay, this Saturday, let's, you know, just see what's up. I was like, oh, this was good. I was like, this was a damn good match. So so what's up? Like,
that's why I put ladies' night, because they had a really great main event to close out the show.
I agree.
Becky and Nia Jax also had phenomenal match on Raw.
Yep. That's why we like competition, folks.
They killed
That's why we like competition.
But if I had to compare, if you tell me right now, Ken, you have to pick one. Who is your winner of the week? I'm going to give it to AEW.
Okay.
Whoever booked that hardcore women's tag team match, have them book the rest of the women's division.
And I bet you that person just gets the book, you know, or maybe, like, it could be, you know, like, it's the broke clock theory, right? Like, a broke clock is right twice a day. You know, so it might have been Tony. And, you know, even booking as a wrestling fan, you're going to get something right, you know, so that it might have been him. But like you said, we need some consistency. We need this on your this should be on your mothership show. Like, your Wednesday night, you should make it to where every wrestling fan should want to be there. Okay, I don't care what. Forget the letters, the letter soup here. Because it was like, so again, go back to the Monday Night Wars. It was like both companies were so good at one point. You were like, I just got to flip back and forth. I don't know what I want to do tonight. Like, I don't know. Like, we got to just go back and forth. Or I was lucky, like people in the West Coast will tell you, we were just lucky enough that we had the East Coast feed of Nitro, and then it bled into Raw. So you got to just see straight wrestling and not have to flip back and forth. So I kind of feel sorry for the East Coast folks. So yeah, like we need some consistent booking, and you need to, you could tell the booking, like, we'll get into some of those decisions. Like, they're too short term, I think, is what the problem is. I don't think they do long-term booking. Forget the long-term storytelling. I know people talked about long-term storytelling a while back. I think this is what they meant by this. The long-term booking Okay, yeah, long-term storytelling. Anybody can do that. I can pull up a rivalry from when these guys wrestled 15 years ago. Anybody
Right.
can do that. That's not long-term storytelling. Booking, like they should know right now what is the plan and let it unfold in front of us over the months. But that's not how they do things, right? It's more a Phil's plan, like that we see with that 9-week plan is what we're used to seeing, and that's going to get you 800,000 people.
They're still trying to find a little formula to get that million. Maybe
we're still mentioning the other company. Oh, it was stolen from me. Oh, we do. It's just.
But you seen his facial expressions when the girl was like, "So what's the difference between Sasha and like Mercedes?" He looked like, "Nah, don't mention her name." Like
I was like,
you're not getting sued if you mention if an interviewer is mentioning a
she doesn't
former
work
name.
for you. Yeah. But I know it was like nails on a chalkboard for him. Sasha. Yeah. Oh. So, hey. So, let's see what happens. Let's keep an eye on that theory that Phil got going there with that 9-week theory. I'm kind of somebody said it like I will also be rolling around on my floor laughing if she doesn't show up to Dynamite next week.
Listen, if she doesn't show up to Dynamite next week, okay, I'm giving the award to Phil. All right. I'm gonna take a Bart Simpson, I'm gonna make it into a freaking award, and I'm gonna hand it to Phil because he got it right. A shout out to Big Hirsch. He's in the building right now. He was at Monday Night. He was at Monday Night Raw this past Monday. He was ringside to see his the love of his life, Nia Jax, take on Becky Lynch. I was every time I kept looking at the TV, I would like send pictures to him of him being in the front row. It was super dope. I love to see my friends, enjoy themselves and stuff like that. So that was really cool to see. It looks like The Rock is just taking us down memory lane every week.
Oh, I love the musical.
Leading into WrestleMania.
Yep.
Right. So we got the shirts.
Yep.
We got the insults.
Yep.
Now we got the music because he came with the What's Cooking. Like he mixed
the remix, yeah. Yeah. Where it slows
he came
down
with
a little bit more.
He came with the little Big Hirsch said, "Not the love of my life." I'm sorry. His wife could hear this and she's gonna fuck me up. But
yeah,
his second,
the love of his life?
the second love. Well, the third because he has kids. I'm sure they're like the third. Maybe she's probably like the fourth because I'm gonna say his mom too. You know what? We're just gonna leave it alone.
Person.
She's in the famous "I love you" category, right?
Yeah,
we'll put it that way.
Person.
But and then he hit us with something else. He gave us the Rock mini concert. How disrespectful is The Rock that you're gonna talk about somebody's mom? I was waiting for it. This is like Christian
Mama
talking
Rose.
about your dad.
Man, I don't know how you can't be entertained by it. I guess some people just they're not entertained by it. I guess I've seen both sides of this as I go. Like I like for those of you new to the show, I like to go on and read comments of people that are just mad for no reason. I don't know. Like there's definitely some people that need to go outside a little bit. Like I think some folks need to put your phone down for just a minute. Go outside, touch some grass.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's all right, man. Like you trust me, neither one of these companies are gonna pay you. You're not gonna pay me, like relax. It's a show. Like after all this, right? This is the toy section of life is watching wrestling. Relax, okay? But But man, and then how about the stuff that according to the dirt sheets, all of a sudden there's this, everybody's mad that The Rock gets the curse and all this garbage.
I remember I saw you sent me that, and I was just like, well, what do you want? He's The Rock. He's Dwayne. He's a board member. He's the man who's not for nothing selling out shows every single week. And now I'm just talking.
To not even wrestle.
I'm taking away the fact that a lot of this stuff is just planted in there, and I'm talking as a fan that just believes everything, because this is what this is what WWE wants you to believe, right? That there's backstage heat with The Rock and all this other nonsense, when realistically speaking, maybe there is somebody who's just like, man, I just got in trouble for saying fuck, and this guy just called everybody crackheads.
Right.
That could be true, but when you're helping when you're helping to sell out arena,
right,
after arena after arena, do you really care?
No.
WWE played it smart, because I checked my phone to see the prices, because on Monday they announced that The Rock is going to be at the Barclays Center here in New York City for the last Monday Night Raw of WrestleMania. Listen, man, I'm broke. I wish that I would have had the money to go and see The Rock. I was looking up prices, and I was just like, oh, that's not kind of bad. No, it is bad. They went up, I think, like before they announced The Rock was going to be at Monday Night Raw, it was probably like $100 and something, right, to like get a ticket. Now it's $300.
So 200%.
Yep.
So let me just to go with what enjoyer of collecting, just confused, like Stone Cold got to flip people off and all this stuff, right? All right, so everybody listening to our show, and if you're new, you're gonna hear this for the first time. If you've been with us, you know what I'm about to say. We don't want to let you go down this road, and not we want your eyes all the way open when you listen to this show. We don't say the same stuff that everybody else does. It's all a work, all of it. Okay, I even feel like I'm gonna go even deeper to you. I even feel like the TV 14 that they put up on the screen, or the TV PG, whatever it is that they, I don't even think that's real.
That's just decoration.
Yeah, that's not even real. I'm trying to tell, Cody, so what Cody Rhodes just showed you was that it's all a work. He just showed it to you. He just lifted the curtain. But don't, so leave put the story to the side, the whole story of what's going to happen in the match and everything. But what he did subliminally was just show you that is all a work. We're actually we can say whatever the hell we want to say. We got censors. Kids that are at these wrestling shows, they the music that we listen to now. Come on now, just about every album has got cussing on it. There's no more, that doesn't exist anymore. We're past all of that. We're done. That's all done. So that's just kind of planted in your head so that you play along with this storyline. They know that we look at dirt sheets and we believe them. I'm pretty sure their eyes got this big when they saw the kid that was arguing with Mecredes at the signing, saying, no, this is what happened. And Mecredes, were you there? So here, I'm the person, and you're telling me something a dirt sheet said, and you're arguing with me. So that their eyes got about this big when they saw that, because they see that we're way too far in the social media. We're way too far in the dirt sheets. And now they're playing with us. They're using all of this to play with us. All of the stuff about The Rock being on the board. He really is on the board, but I'm saying that they're using that information to play with us as for him to be a heel, and to all of a sudden be this was the plan the whole time for The Rock to be at WrestleMania. This has probably been 2-3 years in advance. You guys, you're being worked. You're being worked.
Sprinkle the seeds, ladies and gentlemen. Sprinkle the seeds.
You're being worked. Okay, and it's fun. I like when they throw curveballs. So this is fun for me. But just know, don't get into these to all these debates and crap that and The Rock took it away from dude. It's part of this is part of what the story is the whole time. Probably before last year's WrestleMania, this was part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
It's a work. Okay. Just sit back and relax and enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was Triple H just said that was like they start working. It was either Triple H or Michael PSAs that said like they start working on WrestleMania for the following year. I think after Money in the Bank, or is it SummerSlam?
Mm-hmm.
I know it's one of those two pay-per-views. So imagine this has been in the works for over a year.
Yeah.
To prepare all this stuff. And I'm sure that the Rock and Roman Reigns stuff has been going on for the last 2 years since they seen that Roman was getting so big. And they're like, okay, what's next for the tribal chief Roman Reigns?
Right. How do you make the bloodline? Like, how do you keep this group relevant and not get stale? Like that, because they learned from the NWO.
Right.
And they also learned from having like that Cena Rock thing, like, oh, we're gonna fight next year at WrestleMania, and then we had to wait a whole year for. I think they learned from that too. Like, okay, no, don't do it that way. Let's do it like this, where you're like you said, they're just sprinkling along, and then boom, it all of a sudden smacks you in the face. Wait, he's about to wrestle like at WrestleMania. So it's a work, yeah, it's a work. Okay, keep listening to us. Okay, don't listen to this garbage that like I see on these other podcasts, on these other posts. Come see what we have to say about it.
Because not for nothing, like that post that you had sent me before, that was circulating a lot, and people were like, "Oh, but you know, he's the boss. He's one of the bosses," and blah blah blah. I was like, man, WWE, you are fucking smart because you got so many people talking about this now, and guess what's gonna happen? People gonna come in on a Friday, and they're gonna be like, I mean, I wonder what he's gonna say next.
What he's gonna say next? Yep. I've seen people that like have on X that have whole accounts that are anti WWE, and they're posting The Rock's promo. Like, who cares what you just said about it? You still just put WWE stuff on your you just put it up there for people to see, and you don't even like the company.
They did their job. There's another person that did their job this week.
That's that.
And he's a part of my winner's circle.
All right.
And that's Matt Hardy.
Okay.
So
tell us about Matt.
WWE was in his hometown where he lives, that he came by to check out Monday Night Raw. I didn't even know that he was there until his wife posted a video because Michael Cole said like a reference about the Hardys, and she made like this whole video because they have like this little feud between Michael Cole and their son. So it's like a whole comedy thing that they have. But when she made the video, who do you see? Obviously, you seen that Matt Hardy was at Monday Night Raw, chilling in the in a little box. Then I start seeing more video. Your man did a whole meet and greet while Monday Night Raw was going on. Okay, if that doesn't show the love that the Hardy Boys have in pro wrestling, then I don't know what else you can do, because there's a match going on right now. You paid money to sit here and watch Monday Night Raw. You got up out of your seat and you went up to the skybox area and stood on a line to take a picture with Matt Hardy.
Hey.
I love it. That's great marketing, especially now that they have that 6-person tag team match thing that they're doing at WrestleMania, and everyone's saying that
we don't have all the teams yet, do we?
No, we don't.
Yeah.
And they're saying that maybe the Hardys can make an appearance. because Matt's contract is up at the end of this month anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And
What about
we
Jeff?
talked. I don't know about Jeff's contract. Remember, because he had the whole rehab thing. So if I'm sure Tony is gonna add on time. I mean, WWE does when stuff like that happens. I don't know about Tony Khan. I mean, he might just let him out of the contract too, and
Right.
say, good luck. But we can only we will have to wait and see when that tag team match happens. Probably night 1 of WrestleMania. And see if it actually goes down. But Matt Hardy this week is one of my winners. In my winner circle, because that was genius.
I mean, like you said, like if you are trying to bring somebody back into the fold, that's one way to do it. And then that even shows that look, you even still have a market in this company.
Mm-hmm.
So because that had to feel pretty good. Like after you're sinking like a rock in AEW. Like people aren't thinking about the Hardys in AEW. And then all of a sudden you show up to a Monday Night Raw and people are lined up outside your door to do a a makeshift meet and greet. Like that's gotta say something.
I want to see what's going to happen, because if you can let Jeff out of his contract, and then maybe they do something with the Hardys where they're like, okay, if you get out of your contract by a certain time, we could probably put you in the Hall of Fame. If they put them in the Hall of Fame, because you still have time to add more people to this Hall of Fame class.
You do.
I say if you have the Hardys in this Hall of Fame class, by all means, they're gonna end up being in that tag team match.
Well, they've done it once before,
Mm-hmm.
where they showed up and got into a ladder tag team match with
And they won.
teams, and we ended up winning. So, with the roof blowing off when they heard that music start.
Oh, I popped when that music hit. I was like, holy shit, the fucking Hardys.
So, so that's like you said, like, I like when there are these doors that are still waiting to be open,
Right.
For Mania and everything. And let's see, like, you got to just, again, you just kind of got to hold on, on and just take the ride. You don't know what's going to happen.
I put down in the notes here more news on Vince. So this week again, the ladies have been running rampant in the ring and out of the ring. Ronda Rousey got on an interview. She talked about Vince McMahon, talked about how the Saudi prince, how like they act and how they treat their women, and she said that she knows that Vince McMahon would want to do the same thing, but he couldn't. And then I seen a post online about Mandy Rose talking about her time in WWE and how when she was in WWE, she wasn't in NXT too long under Triple H, and that a lot of people were saying that once Vince McMahon sees her, that he's going to fall in love with her because she is a Vince girl. Like, she fits Vince's type. You know what I mean?
I never got that. I never thought that, but yeah.
But you think about it, she's blonde. She was blonde at the time, amazing body, super sex appeal. Those are the typical things that people say Vince McMahon loved, and we got in the Attitude Era from like Trish Stratus.
Yeah, I know he likes. So I know
and
blonde.
Deborah.
Yeah, and that's where I was going. I was like, it's usually a blonde, and you got to be shaped like the letter P.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Mandy is not that. Like, she's more curvy. So I just didn't have the feeling that he liked that.
Right.
Like, I thought he kind of liked the kind of petite with like double D breasts. Like, that's when I think of a Vince McMahon, what he likes.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I mean, that lawsuit is still going on.
Right.
We don't know what's going on there. Brock is like in and out of conversations. We don't know what's going on with that.
You gotta wait
Nick,
till his
yeah,
part of the trial is over.
Nick Khan is getting involved in this now, where they're like, he kind of knew what was going on, and like, don't get me wrong, do I think there's a lot of people that knew what was going on.
Right.
Stephanie had to know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Shane had to know what was going on. You can't just tell me that 1 minute you're there, and then the next minute you're just completely gone.
I mean, she did. I mean, she was like during the sale. She was gone in a hurry. Like it was just all of a sudden one day. All right, thank you, WWE Universe. I'm out. Like, wait, what? You know, like it wasn't even. You know, there was no inkling of her all of a sudden leaving. So that was weird. I agree. And everybody, of course, had these spec. Oh, she probably just doesn't like who they're going to sell it to. I was like, no, it's got to be money. So I don't think she cares who they're going to sell it to.
Right.
I think she knows something else, and then this might be what it is.
I'm gonna be very surprised if Vince McMahon gets out of this.
I highly
Because
doubt
there's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much stuff for you to get away
it's
with
too
this.
much. It's too much, and then one of his undoings will probably also be the character of Mr. McMahon, like the on-screen. I think it's gonna play in. It is.
Right.
You're not gonna be able to find 12 people that's not seen what Mr. McMahon has done, right? So, and then it's gonna be a little bit harder of a case for the folks that like to and again, this is all alleged, right? Also, this stuff being true is horrible. Like I'm never going to be on the side of anybody doing any kind of SA to anybody. So let me just get that. But it's going to be hard. It's just going to be a tough thing to prove what somebody knew is for the other people involved. Now, if allegedly Brock was involved, that's bad. Like, okay, now, okay, no, you're physically involved, so Brock would be going down too. But it's the claims of this person knew and this person knew. That's gonna be tough to prove. You're gonna tell me what I knew now, So like just speaking for like devil's advocate, that's gonna be tough to prove. So that's all I'll say. Again, if they're guilty, take them down. They're like, so I don't approve of any of that. But just that's a tough one. But Vince, I think, is gone. He gone.
Oh, no, I don't. We don't. Yeah. I don't see Vince McMahon coming back at all from this.
Yeah, he gone.
But it is going to be very interesting to see what transpires after. Like, how are you going to jail? Is my number one thing.
I think so. I think we actually see Vince McMahon go to jail at this time.
And that's going to be crazy.
Yeah. No, I think this time, Cat Williams said at the beginning of the year, like he's like, this is going to be the year.
It's been the year.
Yeah. So far he has been correct.
There was a post that I seen online where people were still doing this dream match between The Undertaker and Sting. Wow. Like what could have been if you would have got these two together in the ring at their prime, or at some point where both of them were still in good shape to run around and do something. I think I felt like they dropped the ball when the pandemic hit, because that was your opportunity.
Cinematic.
To do this cinematic match, especially the way like with Bray and John Cena did it, Undertaker and AJ. Like,
and Undertaker and AJ, not for nothing, that was actually pretty good. Like, I'm sorry,
I love that match.
Yeah, that match was pretty good.
Like, there's certain things about the pandemic era that I loved and I just disliked.
Mhm.
AJ Styles and the Undertaker match is one of those things that I love.
No, that got a thumbs up for sure in the pandemic era.
So the reason why I brought this topic up was because when we talked about Sting and all the many faces of Sting, if you had to dream book this match, which Undertaker are you putting and which Sting are you putting for your dream match?
Well, because I'm a firm believer of babyface versus heel. I need I like clear cut. This person is a good guy. This person is a bad guy. I just think it's a more interesting match. So I do Ministry of Darkness Undertaker.
Okay.
And then of course Crow Sting, the Sting that showed up to Starrcade and had the referee botched the count. Sting. and yeah, and then chaos ensues, because there's a whole Ministry of Darkness. You got Sting that was able to appear out of nowhere and come down from rafters and stuff with a bat. So, I think there's a lot they could, like you said, there's a lot they could have done with that if that ever was to come to fruition. I really do. They would have had a good match because you got Sting that could still move back then, and the Undertaker was just that big man that could that's one thing you have to give to the Undertaker. He made the smaller guys look really good without losing the integrity of him being a big man.
Damn it, Crown. You took my fucking dream match. Damn it. So Crown goes Joker Sting versus American Badass. Before he even commented about that, that's exactly where I was going.
That's hilarious. That's a hilarious match, but go ahead.
Just because you think about it. Taker, American Badass, coming out in that bike, and I want the snakeskin pants design that he had. It was like the light brownish pants that he used to. I want that Undertaker with the shades and the butt. That Undertaker was, to me, was one of the best. And then you put Joker Sting in his way. Like, come on. That
Sting that couldn't be hurt.
That writes itself.
Yeah, he was like a Mankind Sting crossover almost, and then you had so one of those times he would come down to the ring with his bike, it would be booby trapped. That was Joker Sting. So yeah, no, it definitely, especially the story leading up to the match, would be something else with those two characters for sure. Before I forget, we don't have to leave the subject, but before I forget, there was another post that probably everybody saw was Sting talked about how Bret Hart basically stole some things from him. And then there's a picture of Sting in the pink and black,
right?
And then with the jacket with the tassels on the shoulders and everything. And then you had Bret Hart with that same look. And then so some people were like, "Oh, well, I mean, Bret Hart got the pink and black because there was a lot of that was the material, and that was the WWF just basically put him in that because there was a lot of pink and black in the back." I just okay, so somebody explain to me the finisher then.
Yep.
And then that's where people got a little quiet. So I'm just so I think Sting has a little bit of a point. I'm not saying he stole everything, of course. Bret Hart, of course, he's got a more technical style. Sting is more power and athleticism. But if you look at everything else during that title, that white meat babyface run,
it was just taking
kind of similar.
I mean, obviously, I know you will have Sting winning this.
Oh, obviously. Obviously.
For me, I'm gonna go with American Badass Undertaker
Mm-hmm.
for the first match. I think this has to be
Like
a
trilogy or
series of
something?
it has to be a trilogy of matches. Like I need him to like tombstone Sting,
Mm-hmm.
get the 1, 2, 3,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden Joker Sting just pops back up, laughs at him as he's looking down, as he's looking up to the Undertaker, just laughing, and then the lights go out, they cut back on, Sting is gone.
Mm. That's a pretty good booking.
And all you hear is the laughter
Right.
in the arena.
Right.
Come on. Come on.
No, that people would they'd be like, wait, I need to see everything now that happens in this story.
Like I think that would be amazing.
Yes, I agree.
We got a trailer this week.
Yes.
Which a lot of people, I love the way in the beginning of this is how they just did like Bo Dallas, and then they showed the mask of Bray Wyatt from The Fiend, and people were like, "Oh my god, it's like it's finally happening." And then you find out that it's a documentary that they did about Bray Wyatt, and Triple H is in it, Undertaker, Bo Dallas, JoJo's in it. It's a handful of people that are just giving, just sharing stories about Bray Wyatt, how he was putting everything together, how hands-on he was with the Firefly Funhouse and with Vince McMahon and just everything, right? And we've heard so many rumors about like what Vince didn't like, what did he like, how much of an influence did Bray Wyatt have in the characters that he was doing on WWE television, and I think it's gonna be interesting. They said it's dropping April 1st. That's a Monday, so that's the Monday before WrestleMania, on WrestleMania week. So that's a great way to kick off
I was about to say,
WrestleMania week.
yeah, that's
Is by having
good
this
timing. Yep.
having this documentary. Just like Crown said, he's gonna have something in his eye.
Yes,
I think
sir.
a lot of
Oliver
people.
Swoop. Yep.
I think a lot of people are gonna have that feeling where they're just gonna shed a tear because Bray Wyatt was so gifted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's sad what happened. I'm really hoping, like we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, that I'm hoping like at least Bo Dallas does something that he can continue this.
Yeah, that's what I would like.
Mm-hmm.
I just like it. Just when you said he was so gifted, like I just, unfortunately, with Flash in my head was the haters
Mm-hmm.
before he passed. Again, we like to be real on this show. There was a lot of haters. There's people that like had all this like, oh, he's not that good, and okay, how come he always loses this match? It's just like, wait, this is wrestling. Like, so what if he's a wrestler that doesn't really care about
Mm-hmm.
winning the title every time, or it's the big pay-per-view, so I have to win this match every time.
Right.
How about if he didn't care about that? So, which we'll probably find out more in this pay-per-view, the documentary. But yeah, it's just unfortunate that so again, like that's where we've come with some people that talk about this is oh well, they don't know how to kind of put the kayfabe to one side and put your criticism of the performance on another. Like, because it's not like this is wrestling. Wins and losses don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't gotten that yet? I mean, we just had a main event on AEW with somebody that was gone for a month that got a title shot. So and a guy that just showed up that got a title shot. So,
Exactly.
Okay, so wins and losses do not matter. They don't. They really. This is wrestling. Like this isn't a real like boxing or something. Like this is it's an art. It's a show. and the man could put on a show. Like somebody that with that kind of size that can move like him, you're not gonna. You're hard pressed to find it. You'll just be hard. Like I won't say you won't ever find it again. That's not true. But it's like again, go watch him again, especially when he was the swamp, like the swamp guy. Like go watch that Bray again. And you'll see what I mean. Like the guy was moving in the like. I was like, wait, you're not supposed like a guy that size should not be moving like that. Like, so if you don't believe me, go watch him again.
Like I said, April 1st, I'm sure this is gonna drop either probably like 8:00 in the morning or it's gonna be midnight where this will drop. So I know a lot of people are gonna be watching this. Obviously, we'll discuss it more. When it drops, because WrestleMania week it's going to be a lot. We're gonna and the other knuckleheads are going to join us. So it's just just get a good drink because it's going to be loud. Okay. What did you think of AEW going 3 hours this week? Do you think that fits them?
No.
No?
No.
Actually,
No.
you know what? I have to disagree with that one. I actually enjoyed the 3. I think the way Dynamite and Rampage was structured for this Wednesday was way better than the way Monday Night Raw is structured.
Okay.
Because they gave you some matches. They gave you some promos. They gave you some more matches. They gave you the first main event, which actually kept you awake going into the third hour. And then the third hour, I think they gave you one promo, and then the rest was just nothing but action all the way through.
Which is probably like they just went back to their original formula, probably.
Right. Because that tag team match that they did was great. They had 2 great tag team matches on Rampage that I was just like, can I have some more? And normally, not for nothing, I'm by the time 11 o'clock comes, I'm tired. I want to go to sleep.
Right.
Thursday nights is the only time I'm probably a little bit up because I got this in my hand and I'm just like, hey, I'm here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I got somebody to talk to a little bit more. But
bounce your ideas off of it.
Yeah.
I guess just again, you just like, because your question was, does it fit them? Right. And I just like, and maybe I was looking at it more on the segment side of things. I just like, they just don't have that down yet, in my opinion. So nothing, like, I agree. There was nothing wrong with the action. Like, let me just put that out there. But it's those segments to me were, I was like, oh yeah, they gotta keep working on that. Like, I'm not gonna even sit on here and say they sucked. I can just tell they got some improvement to do, and I'm not, and that's me just being real, because when I say something sucks, that means like, okay, when you have somebody that just can't promo, then that's when I'll say that something sucks. Like, because that's that person, they're not going to be able to promo. But like, even, you know, like the Swerve Strickland promo, for example, it was flat, and that's Swerve Strickland, right? How does the Swerve Strickland promo be flat, right? It's because maybe where it is, maybe the way it was produced, I don't know, but it just didn't. I was like, dude, I'm ready. I'm sitting there going, I'm kind of just ready for y'all. Might as well just put on a match, because
it was dry.
Yeah. So, you know
where I'm about to go.
We already know Mone doesn't promo well, so I don't know.
Popeye's biscuit dry.
Yeah. So that's all. So action with like the way that they put the action together, like the way that they chained it together, that part, yes, I'm going to say yes, that did work out. So I will agree with that part.
Let's see. I mean, I think they said that Rampage doesn't go back to its normal schedule until the 30th, right?
Well, you
Or
got these,
after the
you got the tourney, so
yeah, because so you have the tournament. Once the NCAA tournament is over, obviously Rampage will go back to Fridays. Until then, they're going to continue on with this 3-hour format. I'm hoping that maybe they see the numbers and they're like, you know what, maybe we should just put Rampage, move it to a Wednesday, and let them do it live. I mean, the audience already has to sit through 4 hours of AEW on a Wednesday.
right.
All right, why not just go live and just do the 3 hours?
Why not? At this point, what the heck? It
It
can't hurt. You already
yeah, no.
like you got a base audience that you're just kind of. That's just kind of where we are. So why not try some new things?
Something happened on Dynamite that when it happened, I got in the group chat and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
I remember
And they put Okada to wrestle Eddie Kingston.
that.
When I saw this match, I said to myself, "They're gonna give this guy the title." Sure enough, they did. He is the new Continental champion. There is no more triple, belt champ Eddie Kingston that we was, growing to love, or more just me. Because you ask anybody else, people don't like Eddie Kingston for whatever reason. I'm a Eddie Kingston fan, so
Well, you got because you watched him grow. Like you saw
Yeah.
him in the gyms
Yep.
and so that makes sense. Like it's kind of like how that's how I am with Thunder Rosa. You can't
Right.
nobody can tell me anything negative about her. I saw her from jump. So yeah. So no, I hear you.
Do you think that this was the right call?
Absolutely not. Again, so can we tell the truth here? Like let's throw the rat on the table here. All right, let's tell the truth. Okada. Okay, now Okada not in New Japan. Come on, can we be real now? This is like you want to talk about dry.
He's the new Drew McIntyre.
He's not like this is there's nothing special so far. Like maybe he needs a couple of weeks to warm up or something. I don't know. Okay, that I don't know. But from what I've seen in his AEW career, so I don't want to hear nothing about what he did in New Japan. Let's stay in the present. In AEW, this is average. This looks average. Average. That finisher is the weakest finisher. Like, and I don't even like the Judas effect. Okay, I think the Judas effect is a bullshit finisher. This is worse because it at least when Jericho does the Judas effect, there's some whip to it. Like there's like, okay, I can see why that's should knock him on his ass for 3 seconds.
Right.
That clothesline that Okada is doing would not put down my daughter. Okay. Okay. It looks bad. Okay. It looks bad and it looks weak. It looks noodle arm. Okay. Please, can we tell the truth here? Tell the truth. Like this, it's not good. It doesn't look good. He does not look good. like this was supposed to be one of the best wrestlers in the free agents that everybody's saying, oh, WWE dropped the ball there. Somebody tell me the truth, please. Am I tripping? Tell me I'm tripping.
No, you're not, because I looked at it and I was just like, you sign this guy to AEW.
Yep.
The first thing you do is you put him on Collision. We can go right back to the Phil lineup of AEW, and it again it happens.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, what do you do? All right, now we're gonna put him in a tag team match. Okay. Now he's setting him up to be in a feud with somebody, because now I'm gonna say Eddie Kingston's gonna want that title back. He's gonna work himself to get the set, because you just can't ask for a rematch. You have to earn your rematch. because it's a ranking system now this year.
Or is this just a match so that when Okada wrestles Bruv, that they have a title instead of them just having a match? Of course, it's got to be for a title. One of the 9 titles that are floating around in the company. So, so Bruv is gonna get a title shot probably before Eddie.
Oh yeah,
and win. Like you'll win.
I don't get the whole angle of what they're trying to do now, because like they're trying to portray Okada as this big heel. It's not, for me, it's not coming off that way. It's just something for him to do until they could figure out who they could put him up against, because you got to make a list of people that he can go up against. Kenny Omega is not coming back to AEW.
Not anytime soon.
I don't think we're gonna see Kenny Omega back inside of a ring for like at least another year or two.
It took
with all the
Brock Lesnar
problems,
a long time to get over
with
that.
all the problems that he's going through right now,
Yep.
body wise, health wise,
Right.
it's just Mercedes will have another 10 million in the bank before Kenny Omega shows up on TV. Put it that way.
You're probably right.
But I want to.
Tired of that theme song yet? By the way.
Oh, the Gunther theme song? Never.
Okay.
Her theme song?
Weeks? Yes.
Her theme?
Because how many weeks did I give you before you're gonna come on here and be like, okay, you're right, DJ?
I mean,
think, you know what? She needs about 2 matches, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So okay, because right now you've only heard the theme song for promos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So give it a couple matches. Don't worry.
We'll see.
I'm not even worried about it. You're gonna come on here and be like, yeah, DJ, you're right. It's annoying. Because at the end of her promo, you heard the artificial chant, right? And that's embedded.
Oh,
in
that's
the song.
piped in. That's piped in.
Okay, I'm telling you.
No one's sitting there screaming CEO.
No, no. So don't worry. By week, and Phil's thing about week 6, you're gonna be you're right. Because next week she won't be there. So so you'll get a break.
She won't be there next week.
Yeah.
If she's not there next week, I swear to God, I'm gonna lose my shit. Come
on, Tony. Don't do it. I'm like,
He
Tony,
is.
I'm actually
He is.
rooting for you.
Nah, he is. He is.
Break
It's
the
gonna
cycle.
happen. Nope.
Break the cycle, Tony.
Phil got that shit down to a science. It's not going nowhere.
Show him, Tony. Show him it's not a cycle.
Nah. Just like our winners and losers coming up right now, it's always going to be there, and that formula is always going to be there, no matter what.
Winners and losers.
But you know who else is always going to be there for you?
Who's that?
Ringside Collectibles.
That's true.
I went into a Target today, and I did not find anything at all.
A damn thing.
It was
How about that post I put up where somebody desperately wrote on the wall of the toy section, please bring out some more WWE figures.
It's horrible, but if you're looking for stuff for the holiday season, Easter is next weekend, and if you have a small, you have a small little one you want to buy some action figures for, like my son is always asking me for stuff, go down to Ringside Collectibles, use the code word, the call up. It's going to save you 10% on your whole entire order. That's going to save you on shipping, ladies and gentlemen. Check out all the deals that Ringside has. We talk about this every single week. Even if you're a loose collector, it's the best. Go to the damage section and just see what they have. It can save you some money. And trust me, when they say damage, it's probably something is a little off on the packaging, and then that's pretty much it. But other than that, it's still the same shit. So use the code word, the call up, to save 10% on your order, and then let your boys know that you use the code so we can put you on blast and throw it up on Instagram and here on the show so we can shout you out. Right. But with that being said, DJ, do you have any winners for me this week?
I got a winner and 2 losers.
Ooh, okay. So let's go with your first winner. Who is your winner of the week?
I'm going to Thunder Rosa.
Oh.
She finally got like back to a match on Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
Won her match, with the tag team match,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see the little smile on her face because
Right.
it's like, wait, these people can keep up with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the look on her face. If you're wondering, like, cause if you watch the match again, and then like everybody listening to me watch the match again, and you're gonna see like she's got a whole nother there's a whole nother jump in her step.
Right.
It's joy because it's like I don't have to slow down for these. Like no, they're on the same level, and so she got to finally have a match on the same where she didn't have to slow down. Everybody was on the same level, on the same page. It was the match even had a storyline that goes along with her and she was tagging with the Virtuosa and they had a little thing. There's a little something there too. So and I'm sure she was happy just to be back, just to be back on the main show. I'm sure there was also some joy about that. Like there was a long road back from the back end. So I think she deserved to be in the winner spot today.
Nice. One of my winners for this week has to be Jimmy and Jay.
Okay.
So
that's a good story. That's turned out to be a really good story.
Jimmy accepted the challenge from his brother.
That's right.
Obviously, they come out to Monday Night Raw, which to me still, all right, in all kayfabe shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Adam Pearce needs to do something about his security.
Uh-oh.
How is people just showing up on Raw?
Yeah, that's true.
Did we not learn anything from the Seth Rollins attack in New York City, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh man,
like, come on, protect these people. Stop it. Every week, Jay tries to come out and do something, and here comes his brother fucking it up for him.
Yep.
Here comes Solo fucking it up for him. And sure enough, this week again.
People with hoodies are like, man, you gonna have everybody.
Yo, put the hood down, bro. Like, what's wrong with you? Where's security?
Security.
But this match is shaping up to be so good.
Yeah,
I cannot wait. I cannot wait for them to open up WrestleMania Night 1 because they've
tear the house down from the first match.
You have to put them to start it off.
It's gonna tear the house down. They're gonna tear the house down. Like you're gonna walk in to WrestleMania, or you're gonna hear the theme song, and they probably do like the, one of the anthems. Then
get Travis Scott out there,
right? And then theme songs are gonna happen, and then they're gonna tear the house down in the first match. You're gonna be like, "Hot damn, this is the first match!" So yeah, no, that's what's gonna happen.
As much as I don't want to see this, but I feel like you need to get Rikishi involved.
Oh, he's been tweeting like crazy.
Oh, he's a fucking money hungry son of a. He can go fuck. He could go fuck himself.
What's wrong with Rikishi, man? Why you cussing out Rikishi, man?
I got my reasons.
Oh, okay. Some decisions were made.
Yeah, yeah. But
like he knows why.
He knows why. Son of a bitch. He knows why. But you got to get him involved somehow in this story.
Oh man, I'm trying to compose myself. All right. So, and I'm pretty sure there's because remember we haven't seen the Samoan werewolf yet. So, I have a feeling something with Mania might have something to do with him. Because we got a whole bloodline all over WrestleMania here, So
right.
So let's see what happens. Even though kayfabe we know, or I should say, shoot, we know he's not in the bloodline, but he's Samoan. It's close enough. So, So yeah, I only have one winner this week.
What about your losers?
All right, so let's start with the lady trying to sell. Like, I think this is to try to sell books here with Rhonda. She's trying to sell books.
Oh yeah.
She sees Becky selling a book, so she's like, okay, I gotta talk some shit here and sell some books. Because this shit show gave you two again. So another woman, 2 world titles, tag team championships. You're in one
Main
of the
eventing.
biggest, main eventing, like one of the biggest matches at that year's WrestleMania. You're in there with a former male world champion, even like one of the men's world champion. And you're like, he let you toss him around. So I don't understand. Like, I don't know what people want. I really don't. I really don't know what people want. Like, if I got any of that stuff, you would not hear anything from me. Like, I could be my iron. I could be the Brooklyn Brawler after. Like, just give me like that couple of months like that, and I could be the Brooklyn Brawler for the whole rest of my career, and I would be fine. So I don't understand. But yeah, so Rhonda had to put her in the loser column for all. Like, all of a sudden you have all this stuff to say. Come on.
I agree with you on this one. I did have her in my losers column because I'm just like, you don't love the business. You used it for money. You used it for more popularity, it's completely fine because that's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Especially if you got knocked out twice, but hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Who's counting?
But at the same time, now you're coming out with a book. So obviously you want people to read this book. So you're just going to start spewing out all this stuff. But you had no problems going in there and doing the women's revolution and getting all these titles and getting these matches.
And she had that bad boy for a year, right? The world, yeah.
Yep. But all of a sudden, oh my God, it was horrible. Whatever.
Roddy Piper letting you, like, officially letting you have the Rowdy name.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many people would kill for that? Like, something like that for a legend to say, hey, no, you can have my moniker. Like, come on.
Especially somebody like Piper that was just...
That's what I mean. A legend. Like a...
Oh my God, I just saw something here.
Uh-oh.
And I know the boys are going to talk about this.
Yep.
So it looks like Mattel Creations has postponed...
Oh, I did see that, yeah.
The CM Punk orders.
Oh, yeah. No, they're about to dig into that.
Uh-huh. I mean, the action figure looks like shit anyway, so... Fuck, it's like the Daniel Bryan appreciation elite action figure right there. You know what I mean? It's like day off CM Punk.
It does look like day off
going
CM Punk.
Going to the market. Like,
so, Steve, if you want to... Steve Ozer, if you want to come on.
Jump on the Fake Cave, please, and talk to these people about this.
Even if you want to come on our show, Fake Cave, either one. Okay. Promise you, like, just like we always do, you will get a chance to say your piece. Like, you get.
Who came up? Whose idea was this?
You get to come on and explain yourself.
I just want to know whose idea was this. Matter of fact, throw that in the losers column for the week.
It made the last minute.
Who the fuck idea was this that you said to yourself? I want to know. No, all jokes aside, because I see you in tears right now. But all jokes aside, whose idea was that? Who said to themselves, you know what? You know what people will want? A CM Punk action figure. Oh yeah, you know what? You're right. That is something people want.
Okay, what colors you want his gear to be?
Nah, no gears. We're just gonna do Survivor Series. We're gonna do the Survivor Series outfit.
But wait, it's Survivor Series. He's just in jeans and a shirt.
Exactly. People gonna love it. It's gonna sell out. Trust me. Now look.
But here's the funny part, though. It is going to sell out.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. Now they postponed it, so we don't know what the fuck is going to happen with this shit.
Once it's done postponing, that shit is going to sell out, and you know it.
Oh, my God. I don't
shit is
know.
gonna sell out. It will not be on my shelf, but I know a few shelves that it'll be on.
Another winner that I had this week, like I
Mhm.
said earlier in the show, was the ladies this week on
Yeah.
Raw
Yeah.
and AEW.
Mhm.
They killed it.
Yes.
Both hardcore matches, the last woman standing, and then the hardcore match between the hardcore tag team match with Julia Hart and Sky Blue and Statlander and Willow. I thought it was great.
Yep.
Like they went all out.
They did. They did.
You
And
know what I
I'm
mean?
not and usually like again Julia Hart is sometimes I think she might get in a little bit over her head in some of these matches
Mm-hmm.
in the technicality. I think she tries to it's like you're actually not that technical. I think she should bring a notch down in her matches.
Mm-hmm.
But this particular match though, no complaints. I have no complaints from all four of
No.
them.
From top to bottom, I think they did
Yep.
good. There wasn't too many botches like normal.
Mm-mm.
So man, the tables actually broke. So
I am the table.
you know what I mean? Thank you to all the ladies this week for putting your bodies on the line. Go get a spa day and
You're right.
charge it to Sony Khan's
There you go. He got you.
personal
He
account. He
got it.
got you. He got it because I ain't got it,
Yeah.
but he got it.
Yeah, no, he got it.
But that's it for me for winners and losers this week.
I just had my
yeah.
last loser we already talked about was Okada.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like again, if we tell the truth, it's just he does not look like this superstar that I'm
Right.
supposed to believe that he is. Like so I get it. He had some great like I've seen the matches in New Japan. So just to let you guys know, I've seen him.
Mm-hmm.
I know what he can do. But that's not what I've seen since he's been all elite.
Right.
So I don't know what it is. I don't know. Is he jet lagged? I don't know. Like it just something is missing, and it looks stale. It looks dry. It looks weak. Like he's supposed to be like Japan wrestler. You're ready for something that look like it's hitting hard.
Mm-hmm.
That finisher, man. So yeah. So right now, like of course, this is week by week. So, but this week, loser.
Hopefully, he does better next week.
Yep.
Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all the winners and losers of the week. That is all the news that we have for you that the IWC was talking about. It's somewhat of a quiet week. We start gearing up for WrestleMania a little bit more.
Before the storm, yeah.
Yeah, that's when we're gonna start gearing up. You're gonna start listening. You're gonna start hearing a lot more voices here because we're gonna start having different people pop in to give their opinions. A lot of our regulars that are in the chat a lot were absent today. I don't know. I guess today was just a slow day for everyone.
Yeah,
I know a couple of people.
Jamal said he I think he had some work.
Yeah,
to do.
shout out to Jamal. He's over. He had to do some training for work this week, so hopefully we get him back next week. Shout outs to Crown and Tyson that was in the building. Who else was here? We had a new guy that came in. Enjoyer of collecting. Shout outs to him. Shout outs to Big Hirsch that was in the building today.
Yep.
And and anybody who's listening to the audio version, shout outs to you guys too. Like, come in. We want to hear from you.
Roll all the stuff you like to do with your podcast, and if you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe, like, notifications, all that, because all that helps. Okay, and it'll help us, and it's free for you. So don't
make me go crazy sending 50,000 messages to people talking about listening to the podcast. Just help us out a little bit.
Right.
Shout outs to the Knuckleheads Network. Obviously, you can catch them every single week, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Those crazy guys over there. I can't do every single day, but they can.
Man,
Shout
I'm
out
just shaking
to
my head because the
who's that?
energy that they're
Mm-hmm.
able to output every day.
I can't.
Man, that's why I just had to shake my head. I'm like, these guys are crazy. But hey, we love it.
Shout out to the Fake K podcast. Obviously, go check out their Patreon. It starts at $1 a month. That'll give you access to their Facebook page, and
right.
where you can meet like hundreds of collectors from WWE action figures, AEW, Hot Toys. I mean, the list
Super
goes
7.
on. Yeah, Super 7. The list goes on of different collectors that are in this group. Great group of people. A lot of them do come in the chat, like Chad Miller. That's here every week. He's in that group, and he's always going out there looking for action figures for people. So, if you can't find it on,
Enjoy Collector too. Huh?
mm-hmm,
Enjoy
yeah,
Collecting is probably from there.
Yeah. If you are looking for something, I'm sure somebody in that group will find it. I've asked a whole bunch of times for certain action figures because I've been in and out of the game, and they always come through and be like, "Hey, I got it for you. Like, where do I send it?" Type of thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So definitely check out the Fake K podcast. Join the Patreon, and that will get you into the Facebook group. Shout out to the Jobbeteers podcast for always looking out for us and posting our videos and live streams and audio versions of our show. Dumb Marks podcast for always supporting us every single week. SeatGeek for being a sponsor. If you guys are going to WrestleMania and this is your first time using SeatGeek, use the code word, the call up. That's going to save you $20 off your first order. And if you're not going to WrestleMania, check out a Broadway show, check out a NBA show, NBA game or something like that. And take the family, take your significant other, and just have a really good night. I checked out a Nets game on Tuesday, which was pretty well. They got their ass whipped, but it was a good experience though, because you use the SeatGeek, and sure enough, it does save you $20.
Hey.
Ringside Collectibles are obviously for always sponsoring us here. Like I said, use the code word to call up. That will save you 10% off all your orders. Shout out to Battle Club Pro. They're gearing up for their event coming here in New York City, April 28th.
All right.
That's supposed to be a really big one. We will be sponsoring Yaya versus Cosmic. It's champion versus champion. I cannot wait to see that. So definitely there will be a vlog for that one and give you a little bit of more behind the scenes look of Battle Club Pro. And the last, like I said, we're gonna go right back to the people. Shout outs to all of you guys for listening to us every single week and showing us so much love. We wouldn't be here without you guys. So continue to support by liking, commenting, subscribing, telling your friends. If they have an iPhone, grab their iPhone, throw us in their rotation, and tell them you'll thank me later, because I think we're a really great group of guys here that talk a lot of shit.
Absolutely.
That a lot of people probably are not even talking about.
Nope. We are outside the box. We don't just go with the sound bites everybody else uses.
Besides that, DJ, again, it's been a pleasure. Guys, thank you so much. Have an amazing weekend. And guys, until next time, we're out of here.